Hello everybody. So today I'm going to show you another extreme use of the Microsoft Surface Duo. So I'm going to show you how I wrote a 1500 worded research paper using the Microsoft Surface Duo. Here I open Google Scholar first. This is phase 1 where I collect PDFs to see that what is relevant for my paper. So when I click on it, it opens on the other screen. Then I get a chance to read the paper, have a quick look at it, and on the right screen I can actually scroll down to see if I can click on another paper while I'm reading the first one. So while the other one is loading, I have two papers ready. So I just click on the free full text to see if the material is loading, and while that is happening I scroll down to say yes, this is relevant for me. I click on the other side to see if the other paper loads as well. So I've got two papers on my side by side view now. So I know that both these papers are relevant for me. So I click on download PDF because I've already downloaded this PDF. I don't want to do it again. So I click cancel. And that's my research phase of phase 1, where I've collected enough PDFs to move on to the next phase of my writing the research paper. So now it's time to read those PDFs that I've downloaded. So I open the PDF in Adobe software. It is amazing. I love the favorite view, which is the fluid view. I click on the fluid view, and while I'm reading these PDFs, I also open OneNote and I make a new tab or a new page titled research paper. Now this becomes a collection of all the PDFs that I've read, all the relevant points from the PDFs that I've been reading. It becomes like a draft for me. So let's say if I like this part of the paper and I want to reread it again and put my own thoughts about it. Maybe I like this part of the paper. This generates an idea in my mind. Remember, plagiarism is not good. It should be discouraged at all levels. These points that you pick up are only to kind of generate your own creative ideas from the ideas that you generate from the PDFs, and they should never be copied directly onto your research paper. And then I need the link of this paper. So this is a very important interesting part. Please remember that there is not a clickable link when what is in the PDF, but when I copy it and post it over to OneNote, it becomes a clickable link, and this is very, very important, and you will understand why as we move along. So once I finish reading all the PDFs that I've downloaded on all the resources that I've downloaded and I've collected into OneNote, I move on to the writing phase. Now writing phase is, again, it's a rich draft that I make in the Microsoft Duo itself. So I create a new document. I go in the mobile view and I set the editing in the mobile view. It's very important to set your screen on the correct side. If you're right-handed, use the right screen. If you're left-handed, use the left screen, because if you're using the Shift key in the keyboard, you'll understand why I'm saying that. You will make less mistakes if you're using the right hand while you swipe around the keyboard. So I just type my thoughts. So I just say technology has helped progress medical. So that was a typo there because I'm using my left thumb. Now medical science tremendously. The last decade. Now I switched over to my right hand, which is my usual, faster hand to swipe around. So you can see I'm just clicking on the suggestions that I'm getting. It's quite fast. So once I finish this writing phase, this is basically, I can actually move around in OneNote as well. So while I'm doing this, while I'm doing the draft, I have access to all the information on the right hand screen on my OneNote to reread those points that I jotted down from the papers. I deliberately do this and I do not have the PDF open because this kind of gives me my own creative ideas to add rather than just copy and paste from the PDFs, which is not the right thing to do. So this gives me enough space to write my own things. You can see a little bit of, you can see a lot of typos that are happening. But as you get used to it, trust me, it gets faster and you can really do good. Now let's see how many words I typed in this video. So it's about 34 words. So it's not bad. It's definitely not bad when you consider that in the past I've used an iPhone, an iPad Pro, and a MacBook to do what I'm doing right now, what I showed you right now. So I would just download the PDFs. I would actually research on my iPhone, then copy those links to the iPad Pro, and then go to the MacBook. So I showed you here OneNote. Once it becomes a clickable link, when you click on it and open the link, the beauty is that you can actually go back to the source document anytime that you want. And that's the beauty of this, because if you wanted to kind of read something, or you missed out on something, or you want to kind of cite these resources, this is very important. So you never lose the information. So I'm trying to write here that I did write about 1500 words of the research paper, which was supposed to be about 3000 words. And once the draft was ready, I moved on to the laptop to do the spell checks and the corrections. Now I just did it with the left hand. I'm going to show you that if I move on to my right hand, it's much faster now. So I'm going to shift now to my right hand. Yes. So it took me about 3 days to do this. Now this is very important for students, because it is definitely a good gadget, I would say, to carry along, wherein the small time that you have in between, maybe 10 minutes waiting in a queue, or a 5 minutes sitting out doing nothing, you can just pull out your Duo, and probably you can you can actually read the PDFs and then copy the PDFs into the OneNote, and then probably start to kind of generate your creative ideas. Or maybe once you've done the initial phase, you can move on to your laptop and actually write the whole paper. So it saves a lot of time. It makes you definitely more productive. I definitely think that it makes you very productive. And this was just to prove an extreme case that you can actually write a research paper just with the Duo. I have not used any laptop or any other gadget other than the Duo itself to write the whole 1500 words of this paper. So just this, I just want to show you the format. I would like to thank you all for watching. Until next time, 2 screens, 2 productive. Thank you so much.